Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm the Housewife Historian, and we are here to talk the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I'm going to be talking a little bit in code today because if you watch my channel and you watch my live, yes.
Is the plane going down? Are we gonna die? Why are you saying I'm sorry?
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. We are here talking the Real Housewives and what has been going on over the weekend, who's been on Instagram and Twitter, and some things we need to touch base on. Yes, we will be talking the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. We still are we beating a dead horse here? We have Kris Jenner's birthday party. We have a podcast discussing Boy George and Dorit and PK and their saga. But before we get started, guys, everything in this video, of course, is my opinion and alleged, but I need you guys to hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. I'm definitely trying to go and turn those notifications on. It's super important. I did get to partake in something pretty exciting yesterday with the Real Andy of Beverly Hills. We did an entire panel on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills with different panelists that everyone kind of had a different opinion and who they were siding with. And so we had a really great show, guys. I think that's going to premiere on Thursday. And I will let you guys know everyone that was in it as well. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started and talk a little bit about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. There's so many rumors going around, guys. It is really crazy. So first we heard that Cynthia Bailey and Teddy Mellencamp could be back in the franchise. Then we heard that the Real Housewives is going on pause till after the holiday, similar to what happened to the Real Housewives of New York City. Now we are hearing possible Brandi and Lisa Vanderpump return. I mean, this is what we're hearing. I can't help it. The last I had heard about Brandi, this is a little bit wild, guys, but there is a Twitter account that I think is a friend of hers or is a associate of hers. And after BravoCon, she tweeted that her friend was in LA basically working like escorting and partying basically because she was upset that she didn't get asked back to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Now this of course was alleged, and the Twitter account did not confirm nor deny if they were referencing Brandi. However, we did see her at BravoCon. We do know that Andy Cohen owes her. Whenever she came out with the entire Denise situation, she had planned on coming back full time the next season. But we have to remember that Real Housewives of Beverly Hills was a little bit in trouble to begin with because they never would have had to have brought Brandi and Kim Richards into the entire cast storyline had there been enough going on. They wouldn't have had to invite Kim and Brandi over to Kyle's house to have Brandi tell this story about her and Denise hooking up and then have Denise deny it. And of course, as we talked before, Brandi and Andy had worked something out and she was going to be returning to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills full time. And the only reason she didn't was because Denise, who has been in the business for a long time, she's not an idiot, guys. She wasn't married to who she was married to all these years, divorced now, of course, but they have children, Charlie. She could have never made it this far if she didn't have some sort of sense, right? So she said, I'm just not going to come back to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And then that way there's no place for Brandi in the cast. What's her storyline going to be if Denise isn't on the show? Well, it worked out. Denise was right. There's no place for Brandi if she wasn't on the show because there was no storyline for her. And therefore, Brandi felt duped by Andy Cohen. Do you guys remember? She had her son actually make an Instagram story, and he was shouting out to Andy Cohen saying, "You owe my mom. You promised you were going to help get us out of here." Those were almost his exact words verbatim, as if they were living in a bad neighborhood, a bad house, a bad school district. Get us out of here. Like, I don't know exactly, but he definitely did it. He was probably like 11, 12 years old, I think. And he was just standing there, like in his school uniform, it looked like. And she was filming him, and he was shouting out to Andy Cohen saying, "You owe my mom." Very, very strange. But whatever the situation was, it must have gotten worked out because we saw Brandi at BravoCon, and we did see her in the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. And maybe that was Andy's favor back to Brandi, because we probably wouldn't have seen her on a Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip so quickly. I don't think she's the first person they think of when they need to cast different housewives. Just saying. I want to know if Lisa Vanderpump has been asked to do any Real Housewife Ultimate Girls Trip. That's what I want to know. Don't you guys want to know that too? If you've heard anything about Lisa Vanderpump and the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, please comment and let me know. Okay, so we talked a little bit about that. Let's talk about, there is also, I don't want to get into this too much, I'm just going to kind of mention it. There is allegations going around on Twitter about Sutton and this Crystal dark comment dilemma. And it's kind of wild because we talked about this on the panel last night about how Crystal really made it sound like there was a specific comment, not that the entire conversation was dark, but that there was a specific comment that Sutton said that was very dark. And she did imply like Kyle was too drunk to remember. Well, there's a Twitter account. It has a couple hundred, retweets, likes, if you will. And it is claiming that Sutton actually said something specific that was racist that Crystal did not bring up because Sutton allegedly threatened her and told her not to bring it out, not to say it. It wouldn't be good for the show, which she is right. My goodness, the last thing Bravo needs is to be having another Bravo celebrity doing anything that would be affiliated with saying some sort of racist comment about children in a pool, whatever the case may be. I'm sure Bravo does not want to be a part of that. Let's not forget that Nene was also suing them. She had accusations of people being racist at Bravo as well. So I just think that they didn't think it would be good for the show, and they're already on pause just for what went down this season. So I think that if there was something a little bit more deeper said, then it is possible that maybe they didn't bring it to light because of the fact that it could hurt the entire franchise. And we already are seeing that really, guys, right now. I don't think it's fair to the ladies or giving them a cool off period. I think we should have cameras on them right now as we speak. I want to see what's going on with Kathy and Kyle. I don't think Kathy's going to be coming back. I don't think we're going to get to ever see any sort of a resolution between the two of them. We did see Buying Beverly Hills, but I wanted to tell you guys a couple of things, okay? One, it was the reality rundown that ran the article on Brandi Glanville and Lisa Vanderpump reportedly being considered to return to the Real Housewives. Now, here is, before we get into Potomac, Jersey too. There's going to be some good stuff going on in Jersey. Okay, here's the comment, or here's the tweet. I'm sorry, it's tweeted 24 hours ago, and it was tweeted by the account woke_stan. The name is Baddie, Baddie. And it says, according to a close family friend of Crystal, the alleged dark and racist comment Sutton made is that she doesn't allow certain people in her pool. That's why the next day Sutton went on and on deflecting, trying to explain herself. And then it shows a clip of her and Crystal, and it's about a 10-minute clip. I don't know if I can try to insert it in this video. Everybody's welcome. My white child with a
black girls in there. A Chinese girl was in the jacuzzi, and I'm like, this is what it should be. We have a pool, we have a jacuzzi, everybody's welcome. My white child with black girls in there. A Chinese girl was in the jacuzzi, and I'm like, this is what it should be. We have a pool, we have a jacuzzi.
All right, sorry. Did you guys hear that? Probably not, but that's allegedly what is going around on Twitter today. And of course, a lot of people are responding and saying, of course, they don't believe it. They don't think that's the case. This account is making it up. And it does have about, it has 125 likes. So I don't know how many views it has, but it's been up, like I said, for 22 hours. Not great. Again, even the fact that there are more allegations, more rumors coming about with racism and as it pertains to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, I just don't think that it's a really great look for them right now. I think that they all kind of feel that way and they all are trying to kind of draw back a little bit. Even Lisa Rinna's been pretty good on Instagram. The only situation we have had really is a situation with a comment on one of Erica's posts as it pertains to Kathy Hilton. They actually tagged Kathy in the comment and Erica got mad and she went on there and said, "Don't use my page to deal with your family drama. You need to handle that behind closed doors." Something really very, very, very rude. Very rude, guys. I was like, wow. And all Kathy did was she responded with like the praying hands and a heart. That was it. She didn't say nothing else. That's all she responded. It was somebody's comment on Erica's page. And they tagged Kathy. Very, very crazy. Okay, guys. Let's also, before we wrap up talking about Beverly Hills, and then I'm gonna go into Jersey or Potomac because they both are. Even though New Jersey is not on, we're still already talking about the upcoming season. Also, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Dorito. She's been posting. She posted a Halloween group photo with her and her kids, and it said that her sister and her kids were in the photo and that she was so thankful that her sister was living much closer. She didn't tag her sister though. She just said, "Thankful my sister is living closer." Another interesting fact, we did not see PK in any of the photos either. And she kind of did a carousel of photos, and the ones, every single one prior to that at Halloween, they were all dressed up as like a family of whatever. Even she dressed up with like Ghostbusters with the kids prior, and we still haven't seen BK. Now, also, I was listening to, I think it was David's Behind the Velvet Rope. I cannot remember. I think that that's who it was. And they were discussing Boy George. Now, all of this, of course, is alleged. But Boy George is been in trouble allegedly. Well, that's not alleged. I think he was convicted of assault of a younger man. I'm not sure how long ago. Let me look that up and see if I can find it. Regardless, PK is his manager, right? And he's always been his manager. He's been his manager since they were on The Apprentice when Dorit was pregnant with Jagger. And he was his manager then. So I think that it's been a significant amount of time. Let's see, when was Boy George convicted of assault? Now here is what's happening allegedly. So he was convicted in 2009. January 16th of 2009, George was sentenced to 15 months imprisoned for these offenses. He was initially incarcerated at HM prison in London, but then he was transferred to another prison in North Suffolk. He was given an early release after 4 months. He was convicted of assault and false imprisonment. He handcuffed the Norwegian model and male escort. Oh my gosh, guys. Okay. Let me see here. Oh my gosh. Crazy, right? Oh my gosh. he handcuffed this escort. This is wild. I can't believe that. Anyways, allegedly Dorit and PK kind of use this to, I don't want to say relevant on this show, but they do the guest appearances. We see him on the show. And allegedly, the network really likes that because he's a judge on one of their other shows. I don't know if it's like The Voice or American Idol, something like that. He's a judge on there. And so the network likes when Boy George comes on and smiles and kikis and ha-has with the audience and everyone, and you know, people think they're forgiving of him, and because he's nice and they like him, and he's good on camera, right? So the network's like, yes, that's awesome, we love that. And the women are like, that's not awesome, we don't love that, we don't want to film with him, we feel uncomfortable with him. He was convicted of assault in 2009, and he handcuffed a Norwegian model who was also an escort to a heater. Let's see what the details there. It says, whoops, one more page here. Go back. Get the details. He made a TV. Okay, he's on The Voice. That's what it is. Okay. And how old is Boy George? Well, it looks like he's 61 years old. Why did Boy George go to prison? He was convicted of assault and false imprisonment in 2009. The singer handcuffed a Norwegian model and male escort, I can't pronounce his name, to a wall and beat him with a metal chain. He told the jury he was only able to get free after breaking the fixture. In an interview with the Daily Mirror, he described what happened. He said he wanted to get milk. I heard him talking. I thought it was a neighbor. Then he asked me to come into the bedroom, and there he was with another man. They jumped on me, kicked me, dragged me on the floor. He handcuffed me to the wall and told the man to go, saying he'd deal with me from now. The guy was there for 20 minutes. I was hooked to the wall for about an hour. I was scared shitless. He said I had been a woman, and had I been a woman and he did what he did, he would not never have been given the platform. It's hurtful that big organizations like ITV give him that platform. Boy George denied the charge and claimed that the model had hacked the laptop and stolen pictures. The singer admitted to handcuffing him to the wall while he tried to find his property. It's not the first time he has been in trouble with the law. In 2006, he was sentenced to community service after pleading guilty to making a false police report about a burglary at his New York apartment. How much time did he serve? He was sentenced to 15 months in jail again and was released with an ankle monitor after about 4 months with good behavior. Well, that was very nice. And then the article says, what has Boy George said about his time in prison? It says it was life-changing. I always maintained that jail would finish me off, but I didn't. You somehow find the strength. I feel I came out of the situation with some wisdom and knowledge, and I really don't view the period as in my life as negative, but I wouldn't want to go back. So there we have it. But allegedly, this has been Dorit and PK's, I don't want to say bargaining chip, but it's like an extra, it's like a bonus. It's kind of like a little bit of a shoe-in because of the fact that, again, the network has him on The Voice, and they think that it helps his image to look more family friendly, if you will, which would obviously make him more acceptable on The Voice. And then, of course, bring any sort of audience that they can get from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills to The Voice, right? Or vice versa. We're also seeing that with the Buying Beverly Hills series, and Mauricio Yermansky, guys, not getting great reviews. If you actually go onto YouTube right now, there are several different videos of Mauricio in as it pertains to Kathy Hilton and Kyle Richards' feud. There's an interview with US Weekly that you should definitely check out. It's him, Farrah, and I think Alexia with an interviewer. The interview does a great job of asking some important questions and, of course, having Mauricio address the question first. The one question was something like, how has it been watching everything go down on the television screen? And Mauricio says about 10 times that Kyle is 1,000% right in this situation and that she's barely out here defending herself. He said it's a difficult situation because at the end of the day, it is family. But it's so hard for him to see what's going on behind the scenes and how some things are made to look certain ways, and that again, his wife is just barely out here defending herself. Then we cut to Farrah. She is more reserved when she speaks. I definitely think that she's soft spoken and she thinks before she speaks. Alexia talks a little bit more with emotion, a little bit more from her heart. And they all said they support their mother. Their mother is amazing. And they both said our mother's barely out here defending herself. If you fast forward, there is another interview. This interview is just of Mauricio and Alexia. And again, the conversation of Kathy and Kyle Richards feuding is brought up. And Mauricio says his wife is 1,000% right in the situation. He stands by that. She's amazing. Sometimes hard decisions have to be made when it comes to business, and it's very difficult for him to sit behind the scenes and watch his wife barely defend herself. Again, says barely defend herself, which I keep finding is very interesting. The reviews coming back for Buying Beverly Hills, we're seeing comments like Mauricio sold Farrah's house from out from underneath her, and now we believe if you didn't believe Kim Richards before, you should believe her now that Mauricio sold her god house. Okay, that's what they're saying. He's trying also to clean up this whole Garcelle situation with laughing about Garcelle's son being 15 and Erica telling him to F off. And he laughed about it and said he thought that was great. And then when people were appalled about it, him and Kyle claimed they had not seen the actual footage yet, and they had just been asked to talk about it. And once they actually saw the footage, they were appalled and so sorry. And they are family first. So that's just what we're hearing as it pertains to that. Now, we also have a lot going on with Real Housewives of Potomac, and I'm going to have to cover that in a different video because if I make this too long, take forever to upload, and then it will definitely be behind. Also, a lot of people bringing up the fact that Mauricio gave no credit to Rick Hilton on Buying Beverly Hills when asked about his real estate history and getting started. He didn't say, well, my brother-in-law helped me. He took me under his wing. I worked at his Hilton in Highland. Normally you would drop that. If you worked with Rick Hilton, you would typically say you would want to drop that. But Mauricio doesn't want to be affiliated with him. He wants his own name. He wants to be his own boss. And he's really out here doing podcasts and interviews and answering DMs to try to clean up his act a little bit because Netflix is frustrated. And they definitely were anticipating an audience from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills transferring over to Netflix and following the Buying Beverly Hills series. Don't think they're going to get that. Netflix isn't going to get what they thought, and for that they are definitely not very happy about it. So we're just going to have to wait and find out, but the reviews are not coming back 5 stars. Just saying, they're not coming back 5 stars. Also, guys, I have a lot of new things coming out this month. I'm going to start streaming with some different guests live. I'm going to have Jenny from Bravo and Blaze on at the end of the month. I have a couple different people that I think you guys will really enjoy hearing some live interviews with. And then also, like I said, I'm going to be on the panel for The Real Andy Beverly Hills. I think that airs on Thursday. But make sure you guys hit that like button. It really does make a difference with the videos. Make sure you subscribe and turn your notifications on so you don't miss anything that's coming up. And have a great Monday, guys. Bye.